The stack that I'll show you will take you from idea to revenue in days, not months. I'm breaking down my full hosting and AI stack step by step. I'm going to first talk about the hosting stack, and then I'm going to talk about the AI stack. Let's just get started. When it comes to hosting stack, the goal here is to save as much money and use all the free tools available. So when it comes to the database, I suggest using Supabase because it's free, and it's free until you have a bunch of users and definitely making a lot of money. Same goes for Vercel. It's free to get started. You pay for edge functions, which has a huge freemium. Basically, you will be scaling up by the time you start paying $20 a month. Then when it comes to AI, let's say it depends on your SaaS. If your SaaS has any sort of AI logic in there, let's say either analyze a post or analyze text or produce text, I suggest using either ChatGPT or Claude. And it really depends which one to use. ChatGPT is better at producing text. It really depends, right? Because what if you have it needs reasoning, or it needs produce some very, very intellectual text, I would go with ChatGPT. But if you need to analyze some sort of text and have simple tasks, like let's give it a score, some sort of relevant score based on the text, you can go with Claude. Claude is much cheaper than ChatGPT. Next, when it comes to scraping, if your SaaS needs some sort of data collection, and I would use Apify. Apify is a marketplace for scrapers, which scrapes data from anything on the internet. It could be Google, could be YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, any social media or any website it can scrape data from. You have two options, right? Either scrape data yourself with AI, and I'll show you the AI stack that you can scrape data with, but Apify just takes the responsibility and it generates what it's called proxies. And these proxies, they just get deployed and they keep scraping until they get you what you ask for. And the good thing about Apify is very cheap. You don't have to pay up front. You just pay per data collected, per scrape. And you can definitely incorporate that into your pricing model. Next, when it comes to landing pages, I'm not talking about your SaaS itself, but landing pages, you want to use either V0 or Lovable. They both cost $20 per month. But the great thing about them, they'll make very visually appealing landing pages, and it will help you to convert customers a lot. You also, when it comes to landing pages, want to optimize them with the SEO, and you do it through the stack that I'll show you in a second. And last is the payment processors. You want to either use Stripe or Lemon Squeezy. Lemon Squeezy is easier to set up, but Stripe is just much more broader, more established company. And they both charge about 2.93% per transaction, so you don't have to pay the monthly fees either. I would definitely suggest Stripe for payment processing. If you don't have $20 to spend on these tools, you can also V0 or Lovable, you can generate that with AI. And as you can see, people are coming in, you can then optimize them with V0 or Lovable. All right, so let's move on to AI stack. The main purpose or the main goal for AI stack is just to produce your SaaS fast. And as I said in the hook to this video, you want to produce a SaaS in a couple of days. So let's talk about, let's break it down into free, $20 and $100+. And each of these have pros and cons. Let's start with free. Pros is free. Also, OpenAI just released ChatGPT 5, which is really good model, which is also a really good thing. Now, what are the cons here? One of the cons is it's a browser window, which means you'd have to go to ChatGPT website and type it there. It doesn't have access to your code base. It also is a very small tokened context window, which means it will not be able to analyze your whole code base. You will be able to analyze 1 or 2 or 3 files and produce your code. But once again, you'd have to copy that code and paste into your code base. And last thing is you can upload files. You can't upload code base. It says you can, but it will just run out of context. Next is $20, and I suggest using Gemini 2.5 Pro. It is the best middle tier AI model by far. It's also browser window, unfortunately, but it has 128K context window. you can upload your whole code base, and ask it to analyze and produce code. One of the problems here, you'd still have to copy your code and update your file, and then build it and verify that it's working. Another problem here is 128K it's a pretty good size window, but if you have a medium or large size SaaS code base, you'd have to produce every 10-20 minutes a new chat, and it's kind of cumbersome. So now let's move on to the most expensive tier, 100 plus, is Cloud Code. Cloud Code is by far leading the market right now, and one of the best thing that differentiates them from middle and free is that it's a terminal-based AI tool. What it means is it has access to your folder, you run it in a terminal, and it has access to your whole code base. And the best thing is it has 1 million context window right now. They just released it or updated it, which means it not just have access to your code base, you can write code, you can analyze code, you can be an architect, you just tell it what to do, it will cook for you. It's great. It also has an MCP server, which means you can connect Cloud Code to other AI tools. For instance, Gemini also has terminal-based feature tool. And the reason I didn't put it here is because it's not good. It's been doing a lot of, I've tried it myself, and I know other guys who tried it. It's not accurate. It will delete your code base. It will get your changes to your repository that you don't want to be pushed. It has some issues, but cool thing about Gemini CLI or Gemini Terminal, it also comes with a $20 subscription. So if you get 2.5 Pro, you also get Terminal. You can use it with MCP server with Cloud Code, and you can have Gemini to just be an architect. Don't touch the code, just be an architect while Cloud Code codes everything. This is a good model. But if you just want to use it on its own, use Cloud Code. And with Cloud Code, you can generate code SaaS in less than a week. 3-5 days, you'll have a medium size SaaS. Best thing about Cloud Code is just it also can be an architect, right? You can open a new terminal and say, you're an architect, I need to implement features A, B, and C. Please analyze my whole code base and tell me where to make these changes, but don't make the changes. You're an architect. It'll give you a full report on where to make changes, and you give it to a new Cloud Code. Now you say you're a senior software developer. Here are the directions from the architect. You must implement the changes. After you implement the changes, produce new directions for the tester or the QD, and new Cloud Code will test it for you, and it works extremely well. So, as I said, free to most expensive tier. Free is great that you don't have to pay any money, but it will take you much, much longer to build it than with a $20 or $100 tier. And I also, if you're interested, I offer mentorship services to 2 to 5 people per month. It's a very small circle. We do the same that I showed you in this video. We code the projects together. I jumped on the call twice a week, not just coding, but we market them. The goal here is to produce as many SaaS as possible in a very short period of time. We create MVPs, then we test them, see if they're profitable or if they have potential, and then we scale them. So if you're interested, hit the first link in the description. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.